Hi YouTube. I want to talk to you about the sun and video in it and stuff. And taking pictures. Now, when you take a picture of the sun, it's very, 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 very bright. Now, with a video camera, you haven't got as much control to take a picture. Now, if I get my lenses out, I've got two lenses I use on a still camera. Whenever I video the sun, I always put it on sunny, so it makes the aperture allow less light in, which I'll explain with a still camera. You don't get it so much on video. And I oh my god! Put the shutter speed down to, I'm going to have to go for a second. I put it on sunny so it makes it less light come in, like you would do with a still camera. But I put my shutter speed when I'm videoing the sun. I put the shutter speed on 1/4000th because that's the fastest I've got, and that knocks quite a lot of light out. But still, when you direct it at the sun, you get a lens flare that usually goes top to bottom vertical, and then you're depending on what light, how many clouds there are, and what time of night it is, what colours are in the sky, etc., etc., and what aperture setting you've got on, depends on how the lens flares work. And sometimes them lens flares can be quite, you can't really see where the sun is, and yeah, it's like a little bit like that light behind. Yeah, you see you've got one light there by the door, then you've got this reflection on the window, on the wall, as well as a reflection in the hall on the back door, all from the same light source. Well, that's the kind of thing that cameras do when they look at the sun. So what I do when I take still pictures, you usually use this lens, this polarizer lens, to knock out, say I was taking a picture of something for a window and you get a reflection. So if you use this lens, you get rid of the reflection. So let me just bring that up to the camera to show you the difference in, as you can see, I've suddenly got darker. Yeah? So if you put that over 1/4000th, yeah, it'll knock some of the flare out. Look at the way the lights are. See the light there at the back? You've got these three lights, sorry, like there, and there, right? So now if I put the polarizer on, can you see how it's, you can clearly see where the light source is now. Take it away, I'm not sure. Put it back, see where the light source is. That's brilliant for taking pictures or video in the sun. Infrared, well, the sun is infrared, isn't it? So this is brilliant, this lens. Now if I show you it here, you can see it. It's quite sort of looking at me, you can't really see me from it. Now when I take a picture with a still camera, it comes out with a red sort of tinge, depending on how dim you put the aperture on. But if I bring this up to the camera now and put that over, yeah, you can't see me, but you can see the light source. Can you see? Now you can, there's no light source on the back now. Can you see the difference? Nothing on the back. But you can see where the actual outline of the light. Yeah? So if I put the two together, which is quite a lot of what I do when I take pictures of the sun, it gives it extra dimness. You've got to remember that there's two bits of thingy together. So you will get a flare because you're taking a picture of the sun. But if I now put that on top of there again, yeah? Now you can see where the light is. There's no... the light is where it is, you see? So, at the same time, with a still camera, on the top you've got aperture settings, as well as shutter speed. Now, my shutter speed, I can put this on 1/4000th. I'll try and show you that. Don't know if you can see it. It's just 1/4000th. There, right? So now, it might not say, now I'll probably say 1/4000th. Yeah? Now, what I'm going to do is, there's an f-stop here. This F thing here, it's just gone. That's on f5.6. That means it's letting quite a lot of light in. Now, if I want to take a picture of the sun and just see the sun and any other bright objects that are in the sky, I need to put the aperture as far as I go. Well, if I'm zoomed in, you can go higher f-stops. So if I put the f-stops all the way up, it goes all the way up to f45. Yeah? Now I usually take a picture of the sun anywhere between f45 and f32, ISO 200, which is not too sensitive, and I put two lenses on sometimes and sometimes I don't. And that's how I get pictures of the sun. with an infrared lens and without an infrared lens. So what I'm going to do now is I'm now going to put the pictures I've taken in the past up of the sun. First of all, I'm going to do the pictures I took with just a polarizer on, adjusting the shutter speed to 1/4000th, the aperture to the highest setting I possibly could get on that particular lens. I hate taking these things apart, they're a pain in the arse. To put it onto here to get it off. It's just it's amazing what the fuck's going on there. It's amazing what things you can actually achieve by just, you know, adding a little lens on. This is a pain in the ass to get off. I have this problem sometimes with them. They get tied up together. But yeah, it's very sort of so I'm still trying to undo this. It will come eventually. It always does. I'll stop. I'm going to put that down while I talk. Yeah. So the first lot we're going to be just with a polarizer with the f-stops as high as possible, shutter speed on 4,000th, ISO 200. I then got the infrared lens, and when I was taking pictures with the infrared lens, I then started messing around with the f-stops and the shutter speeds to see what the different effects I'd get. And sometimes I get a really bright red sun, and sometimes I get like a red on the edge sun with orange in the middle. And you'll see the different kinds of lens flares that you get, because what you'll see a picture of the sun, you'll be clear what part of it is the sun. It'll be obvious, right? But you will always get a lens flare. And I think it's because, you know, you'd have to have a really high-tech, really high-tech camera in order to pull that right out, because you need to get sunlight in. You know, my shutter speed only goes to 1/4000th. These days you can get one that go up to 16,000th, and you know, they're the sort of things. But you also need to somehow dim it, like you do with shades. Imagine what shades are like. When you put a set of shades on, you're all of a sudden you're not walking down the road like that. You know, you can just look around. Well, that's what you've got to do to your camera. It's the only way you're going to get a clear image of what's actually in the sky, because it's just going to have glare everywhere. And what's been happening, a lot of people are taking pictures, is there's just so much glare in the air, especially with a video camera, at sunrise or sunset, that you can't actually see what is the sun and what ain't glare half the time. And because of the amount of chemicals they're putting up into the sky, you've got to remember the spectrum of light is 7 different colours that reflect off all different particles in the atmosphere, and so you get different colours in the sky and different effects. You also get a lot of sundogs and stuff like that, and Kenbos. And a Kenbo can look like a sun in the sky. I've seen them myself. They're quite rare. It's from chemtrails and that. But when you take pictures of the sun, if you're convinced there's 2 objects in the sky, get a pair of shades even. You know, just some black shades, and put them over your lens. It will help you. And then put your shutter speed on the highest possible. You'll find that when you zoom in, because there's not much light getting in, it will go a bit blurry, but not so much when you zoom in on the sun. Okay, so I'll add some pictures. Polarizer, without polarizer, with both, and then you can make of it what you will. Okay, peace, love and light. Bye.